Hey guys, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a makeup look for you, and it's actually my take on one of the makeup kits from Charlotte Tilbury called the Ingenue, and this is just a really fun, fresh-faced look. This is the finished product that I will be doing here very shortly for you. I hope you really like it, so let's get started. Okay, so I've already prepped my face. I just put on some moisturizer and a little under eye cream just to keep my skin looking fresh and hydrated. And the first thing I like to go in with is my eye primer. Today I'm using this one. It's the Lorac Behind the Scenes eye primer, and I'm just gonna smooth a little bit of it onto my lids. Next, I'm going to come in with Charlotte Tilbury's Wonder Glow. This is Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash, and I'm using this as a primer. It's a really gorgeous product. It doesn't have a whole lot of tint to it, but I'll see if I can show you. It just sort of shimmers a little bit. So it just adds a really beautiful glow to your skin, and it looks great under foundation, especially if you like a dewy look like me. Moving on to foundation, I'm using again Charlotte Tilbury, and this is Light Wonder, and I use the shade number 3 Fair. And I'm actually just going to apply this with my fingers because I want this look to be a really easy, sort of casual look. So I'm not actually even going to use a makeup sponge or a brush at all. Just like to pat it onto my face and then smooth it in. I actually really love this foundation because it's so easy to use just the same way you would maybe a BB cream. It's very light. The coverage is extremely light, and this shade works really well for me, and it's just super easy to use. So I'll also bring that down onto my neck a little bit. As you can see, my face is a little bit paler than my body currently, which is fine. I'm going to bronze my face up and it won't look bad. Okay, going to move on now to concealer. And again, since this is a Charlotte Tilbury featured look, I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's The Retoucher, and this I believe is in, yes, number 2 Fair. I like to just go ahead and paint this under my eyes, and then I bring it down sort of into a triangle shape just to give my face a little bit of lightness. All right, then I'm just gonna go back in again with my finger and pat that in to blend it. And I'm going to set that under my eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish, and this is in number 1 Fair. I think this one only comes in 2 shades. It's it looks like this. It's pretty pale, but it doesn't actually deliver a lot of color. And I'm going in with actually a Charlotte Tilbury brush as well. This is just their, I think it's their contour brush, but it works really well for setting powder as well. So I'm just gonna pat that under my eyes. I like to pat, not sweep, because I'm not trying to move my, I want to keep my concealer where it is, so I don't want to sweep it away. So I just like to pat this on very lightly under my eyes and maybe a little bit on my T-zone. Here we go. Okay, so now I have a pretty good base going on. Looks pretty fresh-faced, but quite a bit paler than my body. So we're going to contour a little bit and then bronze it up a lot. So I'm using the, again, Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. And it just comes with, oops, a sculpt and a highlight. And the sculpt is great. I've been using it for several days now, or actually several weeks, and I really love it. And I'm just gonna go back in with that same brush and define my cheekbones. Also like to brush a little bit of this down the sides of my nose just to give a very subtle slimming effect. And then I like to run it all along my jaw. And then I'm gonna go in and use the highlight, same brush again. So I just like to highlight right here, right along my cheekbone and up my temples. And then just a tiny little bit on the bridge of my nose, across my forehead, and on my chin. Great. Okay, now I'm going to come in with bronzer, and I'm actually not using the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I'm going to come in with a Cargo bronzer, and this came as a duo with a blush as well, and it's called just medium medium bronzer. But I actually really love this bronzer. It looks super natural on me. It's not orangey at all. And I have a sample size right now. You can see I've been using the bronzer a lot. The blush is amazing too, but the bronzer is what really got me. And I actually am planning on buying the full size, which is not, I mean, when I do that, which is, it's very rare for me to buy a full size after having a sample, you know that I really love the product. Next, I'm going to come in with, again, Charlotte Tilbury, and this is Cheek to Chic, and this actually comes in the Ingenue kit. So obviously that's why I'm using it, and it's just really gorgeous. If you can see that color, it's so pretty. And I'm going to kind of swish my brush around the outer edges, and then I'm going to come back in with the center color just in the apples of my cheeks. So here we go. And as you can see, it's very highly pigmented, so I'm just gonna tap this off so I don't look like an Oompa Loompa. And I like to start on the apples of my cheeks and sweep back toward my temples. I find that that gives the most natural look for me. Everybody's faces are different, so your choice of where to place blush is largely dependent on personal preference. I think don't ever let anyone tell you that, ooh, I'm so sorry, I just screwed my camera up. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you have to put your blush in an exact spot, because it could be different for you. You may not like it there on your face. So just find what works for you. Okay, then I'm just going to come back in with this center color and just pick up a little bit and just pop it right in the center of my cheeks. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to move on to eyes, and this is going to be not exactly like the Ingenue kit. I'm actually going to be using the color that comes with the Ingenue kit, which is a color Chameleon in Champagne Diamonds. And I do really love this. It's super glittery, just super duper champagne colored, I guess. And I'm just going to sweep that over my lids, and then I'm going to go back in with Naked 2 from my Naked Basics palette. I'll show you the color. It's just sort of a nice neutral brown. It's the one that I use all the time, and I'm going to blend the color up into my socket, and then I'm going to add a little bit here of Faint to just darken it out and give myself a little bit of a socket color. So let's get started on that. So I really like this pencil. It goes on pretty well, but it does set very, very quickly, I've noticed, so you don't have a lot of time to work with it. So I'm actually going to do one eye at a time, just to make sure that I can get it the way I want it to be without it setting. And I like to put a little bit in this tear duct area just to brighten up the inner corner of my eyes. Okay. Now quickly going to blend that in with some Naked 2 just in my socket, going all the way from the outer corner to not quite the inner corner. I'm going to go back in now with Faint, the slightly darker brown, and just very, very lightly add a little bit more dimension there. Okay, then I'm going to do the other eye. Okay, now I'm gonna come back in with a little of this color, where is it? WOS. And I'm just going to sort of sweep that up in this area. I don't know what area you call that, just to lighten up the inner part of my eye and add a little more dimension. So I like my eye to be a little darker on the outside and lighter towards the inside. It helps, I think, make my eyes look proportionate to my face. And then I'm gonna also come in and pop a little bit of that underneath my brows, just to help highlight my brows a little bit. And then I'm gonna come in with a little smudger brush here and put a little bit more of the Naked 2 color underneath my eyes. Just starting on the outer corner and going into the center, not any farther in than that. And then I'm gonna go in with, this is actually the eyeliner that did come with the kit, the Ingenue kit. It is the classic eye powder pencil in the color Audrey, just a lovely little medium brown color. And I'm actually going to just take this underneath my eyes. Again, I don't start all the way out at the outer corner. I start just ever so slightly in, and I don't connect the top and bottom lines because that helps open your eye and make your eye bigger. If you connect them, it sort of closes off the outside of your eye and can make your eye look smaller. Just a little tip for you. I'm just gonna go in, and I really want to smudge this. So I want it to be nice and smudgy. Here we go. And then for my top line, I'm actually going to use a different product. I'm using the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner, just in Intense Black. I love this stuff. It's super fantastic. And I like to use this because actually one of my eyes is slightly hooded, and so using like a kohl liner on the top of my eyes, I tend to get a lot of transfer up onto my eyelid, and it can just kind of look bad. But with this liquid eyeliner, it doesn't happen at all, so it's great. So bear with me, I never actually put liquid eyeliner on in front of a camera. I'm not very good at it, but I'm gonna try my best, so we'll see how it goes. Actually, not terrible. I'm just gonna add the flicks in, which is the hardest part for me, so I don't know. And I like to sort of angle my flick to the end of my my eyebrow. I think that's the nicest angle for me. It really, again, I think it's personal preference. I like to flick mine up ever so slightly so that it kind of, again, lifts my eye up. If your line goes too straight or too down, it can kind of bring your eye down, which for some people actually works really well, but for me, I prefer flicking up. bad. I'm never usually very happy with my eyeliner. It's okay today. It works. It works. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in with my trusty roller lash mascara. This is the mini one because I find this one is like a better formula or something. The large one, I don't know, it's like dry and just not as great, but the mini one works way better for whatever reason. And the Ingenue kit does come with a mascara. It comes with the full fat lashes mascara, but I'm not actually crazy about that mascara. It's not very full or fat on my lashes, so I'm just gonna use roller lash because that's what I love. Okay, now I'm going to go in and fill my brows in, and I'm using the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This stuff is amazing. I'm using the color number 3 medium, and it just has a little spoolie on one end, standard, and on the other end, it's like a diamond shape, like super thick. Hope you can see that. It's not like a pointed pencil, it's like a super thick pencil. And what's so amazing about it is that it is the fastest thing I've ever used to fill in my eyebrows. It's amazing how fast this goes on. And it actually looks fairly good. I was a little concerned with how it would look, but I've been trying it out and I actually really like it. And I find that this color that it comes in is quite a bit softer and more neutral than the fine line pencil that Benefit has, which is a little bit warmer tone. This one's cooler and closer to the color that I wanted it to be, which is the same color as the Anastasia Brow Wiz in soft brown, which is my all-time favorite liner. See what I think of that. Just gonna come back in with the spoolie and soften up the color in the front there. I put it on a little too heavy. There we go. How easy was that? That was so fast. Ugh, I love it. Okay, now the only thing I'm gonna do is put on my lip, but my lips are super freaking dry, so I'm gonna go run and get some chapstick and I'll be right back. Now for the lip, I'm gonna show you 2 different variations using 3 products, and these are the 3 lip products that actually come in the Ingenue kit. And first we have the Lip Cheat Lip Pencil, and this is in the color Pink Venus. And then we have one of her lipsticks. I think this is the KISSING line, and this is in the color Coachella Coral. Gorgeous, gorgeous color, so girly, so pretty. And then we have, what is this? A lip gloss, I forget the name of it, or what the type of product is called, and it is in Portobello Girl. This is my all-time favorite gloss right now. It's so flattering. So, first off, I'm gonna come in with the lip pencil and just line my lips. And I do like to line just slightly outside, just to fill them up a little bit, but not exaggerating too much, because I think that can end up looking too fake too fast, at least on my lips. So here we go. Okay, and then first look, I'm just gonna fill in my lips with the pencil to give it a bit of a matte look and much more subtle this way. Alright, so here's the first lip look. Just using the lip liner for a more subtle, easy to wear look. But if you want to kind of amp it up and go full throttle, we're going to put on lipstick and this really gorgeous gloss and just put it over the top. Going. So you can see that's a much punchier color already, and you could even just leave it at this if you wanted to, but I personally love a glossy lip, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna glob on a lot of gloss. This gloss I love. It's super smooth and silky on your lips. It's not crazy sticky like a lot of glosses are. It just feels really good. There we go. Okay, so this is the final look. I hope you like it. This is my take on the Ingenue look from Charlotte Tilbury, using a couple of new products that aren't part of the kit, just to kind of mix it up and make it work for my life and for my personality. And yeah, I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know if there are any other makeup looks you'd like me to do. Let me know if you've ever tried any of the Charlotte Tilbury looks, and what you think of them. If you have any suggestions on other Charlotte Tilbury products that I might like, I would love to hear from you. So let me know. Bye!